Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. My name is Siti Atuliatun Naftofi. I am the moderator for today's presentation. We are from Group 5, whose members are Reva Dwi Ardiani, Zahra Anggraini, and myself, Siti Atuliatun Naftofi. Today, we'll be read out the result of our discussion. The question number 1 will be answered by Zahra. To Zahra, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Siti. Okay, the first transaction, the transaction on December 3 is purchase 4,000 units of inventory on account at a cost of 0.774 per unit. Uh, it is will it is will be recorded in journal with merchandise inventory in debit and account payable in credit for $2,960. The next transaction on December 5 sold for 4,400 units of inventory on account for $0.90 per unit. This is a sales of merchandise transaction and it is recorded using the perpetual method. So we will record it twice in the journal. First, we will journal the sales transaction with account receivable in debit and sales in credit for $3,960. And secondly, we must journalize the cost of goods sold with cost of goods sold in debit and merchandise inventory in credit for $2,836. Okay, the next transaction on December 7 is granted the December 5 customer $180 credit for 200 unit of inventory return costing $120. This unit were returned to inventory. Because it is sales return transaction and it is recorded using the perpetual method. So we will record it twice journal. First, we will journal the sales return transaction with sales return and allowance in debit and account receivable in credit for $180. Secondly, we must journalize the cost of goods sold sales return with merchandise inventory in debit and cost of goods sold in credit for $120. The next transaction on December 17 is purchase 2,200 units of inventory for cash at $0.80 each. So it is record the journal with merchandise inventory in debit and cash in credit for $1,760. The last transaction is transaction on December 22 sold 2,200 unit of inventory on account for $0.95 per unit. This is a sales of merchandise transaction and is record with perpetual method. So we will record it twice in journal. First, we will journal the sales transaction with account receivable in debit and sales in credit for $1,995. Secondly, we must journalize the cost of goods sold with cost of goods sold in debit and merchandise inventory in credit for $1,550. Okay, the next the adjustment entries. Based on adjustment data, there are two data that must be adjusted. The first, accrued salaries payable for $400. So it is record the journal with salaries expense in debit and salaries payable in credit for $400. The last one is depreciation for $200 per month. So it is record the journal with depreciation expense equipment in debit and accumulated depreciation expense equipment in credit for $200. Okay, that's all for me. I will return in the moderator. Thank you.
Thank you, Zara. Next question will be answered by Reva. To Reva, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you, moderator. Next. Okay, next about ladder. Here are several accounts that have been combined from transaction from the past month, namely cash, account receivable, sales, merchandise inventory, sales payable, sales recruitment, account payable, onwards account payable. Next. Yes. And cost of goods sold, seller's expense, accumulated depreciation, equipment, depreciation expense equipment. Okay, next in terror balance, moderator. Okay. Okay, next terror balance. Here say that account and so cash accumulate account receivable, inventory, equipment, accumulated dispersion expense, and the total was $41,015 in Taylor balance. Okay, next moderator. Financial reports. Ikatman segment. Okay. Yes. Next, yeah, financial report. His account statement. In total $905. And selanjutnya, next, moderator. Okay. In statement of acute change and total $27,905. Okay, next. Okay, and last, in financial report, balance sheet in total $34,265. Okay, thank you, moderator. So I'll return into the moderator.
Okay, thanks, Reva. The next questions will be answered by me. The question is, compute ending inventory and cost of goods sold under FIFO, assuming analyzed company used the periodic inventory system. FIFO means first in, first out, or it can be meant as the first item that comes in is the item will be sold first. To find ending inventory and cost of goods sold, we will first look for cost of goods available for sell. First, the company has a beginning inventory on December 1st of 3,000 units with a cost per unit of 60 cents, and the total cost was $1,800. Then on December 3rd, the company bought 4,000 units with a cost per unit of 74 cents, and the total cost was $2,960. Then on December 17th, the company bought back 2,200 units of goods at a cost per unit of 80 cents and a total cost of $1,760. Then after looking for the cost of goods available for sale, we were looking for goods sold. On December 5th, the company sold 4,000 units of goods. Then on December 7th, 200 items were returned. On December 22, the company sold 2,100 units of goods, so the total of goods sold is 6,300. For the ending inventory, we will reduce the total goods available for sales from the goods that has been sold, namely 9,200 minus 6,300. The result of the ending inventory is 2,900 units. Because FIFO sells goods the first they come in, this is the inventory that is the initial inventory has been sold out. Inventory on December 3rd has 700 units remaining. The total cost was $518. Then inventory of December 17th, there is 2,200 units with a total cost of $1,760. So the ending inventory at this company has 2,900 units of goods with a cost total of $2,278. To find the cost of goods sold, we will reduce the cost of goods available for sales by ending inventory, namely $6,520 minus $2,278, so that the cost of goods sold is $4,242. And the next question is compute an inventory and cost of goods sold under LIFO, assuming analyzed company use the periodic inventory system. LIFO is last in, first out, which means that goods were last entered will be sold first. So to finding an ending inventory, we will sell the goods that were last entered. To find ending inventory and cost of goods sold, so first we will look for the cost of goods available for sales and goods sales. For the cost of goods available for sales and the goods sales and goods sold, LIFO is same as FIFO, namely the cost of goods available for sales has 9,200 unit of goods with a total cost 6,520, and goods sold is 6,300 units. LIFO is last in, first out, which means that the goods were last entered will be sold first. So to find an inventory, we will sell that goods that were last entered. So the initial inventory or the beginning inventory has 2,900 units remaining with a total cost of $1,740, and the inventory on the 3rd December, on December 17th, is sold out. So at the end of the inventory or the ending inventory, this company has inventory of 2,900 and 900 units with a total cost of $1,740. And to find the cost of goods sold, we will reduce the cost of goods available for sale by ending inventory, namely $6,520 minus $1,740, so that the cost of goods sold is $4,780. I think that's all presentation from our group. I'm sorry if there is a mistake. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.